Now, this again, a different situation. Obviously, his team thought this was going to be unfolding within the next couple of weeks, not today. So wondering right now as we wait for this video to come out, what the mood is, as they thought they would have more time to prepare an argument. Obviously, that changing with the grand jury making their decision last week, advancing things to today. But in this case, we do know right now that Kohberger has articulated to the judge that he understands all of the charges and the penalties against him, which means he verbally had to communicate back with the judge that he understands what's been charged. She used to be afraid to send her daughter. Her daughter worked in Moscow, but they lived in Pullman. She had concern before that arrest was made about sending her daughter down the road alone, unattended, to go to work. There was fear in this community, and the recovery process of that fear is something that's going to take a while, as this was a very scary situation. And again, we've been covering this since the jump when Governor Little put out that $1 million announcement for that arrest, that he'd be committing $1 million so that arrest could take place, and Democrats and Republicans in the state house coming together to support that $1 million price tag to ultimately bring security back to this region. So this is something we continue to stay on top of and cover, and we wait for developments to come out of the courtroom. But more information coming from John saying that the defense stood silent. Judge has entered a not guilty plea on each charge. A couple of developments since I last checked in with you. The defense has requested a 6-week trial. The prosecution has agreed with that, and Judge has set October 22nd for a trial lasting at least 6 weeks. That's information coming to us right now. 39 seconds ago, that information was released from the judge. That court date has now been set for October 22nd. So a couple of more months we have to wait until we learn more. But at this moment in time, just as of 3 seconds ago, the court has adjourned. I do want to take you outside the Latah County courtroom right now, taking a live look here at the courthouse door where the family came in. This is where we expect the Gonzalez family to exit from. Madison Mogan's family just left the courtroom on the backside. So we're here to see if the family will have any sort of statement. And it does look like we have a little bit of movement right now from national media that might be communicating with their reporters inside. So we do expect the family to come out of this door and make their way to their car. If they do have a statement that they wish to make with us, that's something that we will share here. But if not, we will let them walk back to their car. As we saw earlier, and I tweeted the video of it, them making their way into the courthouse, clearly an emotional day for them, stopping and crying. I mean, this is a heavy couple of hours for them, a heavy couple of months for them. And at this moment in time, they're working at least internally to try to receive some sort of closure. But the big question is there ever closure in a case like this? So we're waiting right now for the family to leave, and if they have a statement that they wish to make, of course, we'll be here to grab that. But if not, we will not press them on that this morning. Sam? Well, I'm standing right here outside the Latah County Courthouse, outside the door that the families exited the courtroom from today, the quiet back door that took them back home following a day of new information, finding out that the person who stands accused of killing their children pled not guilty in the case. This now moves forward to October. But while standing here today outside this courthouse with multiple members of the national media, we took a moment to speak to locals who tell us this is exactly what we have heard time and time again. Heartbreaking and rattled their community.
We're living in real life Dateline, but how it affected the community is true. Like, everyone here felt it.
The school is so ingrained with this community, so to have the university go through such a trauma, it touched everyone immediately.
Well, members of the community saying it best, feeling like they're living in a Dateline. Other members of the community that I have spoken with tell me they feel like they have not heard enough from Brian Kohberger and felt like he took the easy way out today in court by not saying anything at all. The next time we will hear from him will be in October. Now, just like members of the community who left the courthouse today, members of the family, they came out of this door, went down this sidewalk right here, and went home, left to ponder and left to think about what will come. We'll stay on top of that. But for now, reporting from the Latah County Courthouse in Moscow, Idaho, I'm Bradley Warren. Nonstop Local. Well, this is a case that has captivated the nation, but for us here locally who either call this home or this is right in our backyard, closure is something that we're looking forward to. I spoke with a couple members of the public who were in the courthouse today who told me they did not get the closure they were looking for today.
He just decided to stay silent, which I honestly thought it was pretty lame. I was pretty ready for him, if he didn't do it, to say, not guilty, I didn't do it, or if he did do it, I was ready for him to say guilty, I did it. I was not expecting him to not enter a plea at all.
Another member of the community that I spoke with told me she feels like she's living in a dateline, saying that this not only has rocked her community's sense of security, but at times she's felt unsafe here as well.
I think the standing in silence was just a cop-out and disrespectful to everyone who was affected by this.
The people that I spoke with told me that every single inch of this community has been touched by these murders. They didn't know these students personally, but they are feeling it today. And another group of people who are feeling that are the families who we saw come into the courtroom. Some members were crying. Out of respect, we chose not to follow them and ask them questions, but you could see the emotion as they work to attempt to try to get closure in this case. Reporting from Moscow, Idaho, I'm Bradley Warren, Nonstop Local.